Hello everyone, how nice of you to drop by to another episode of Smarter by the Second by Abacus. Today we have our first staff member competing, but first I want to ask you a question. As mathematicians, many of us are very interested in chess and participate each year in Abacus chess tournament. What really makes chess interesting though is how much mathematics has been applied to it throughout the years. Think for example AI or supercomputers, which easily finds an application involving and learning how to play chess. In 1997, Deep Blue, a chess-playing supercomputer, became the first computer to be the world champion chess player in a classic match format. Who did Deep Blue defeat during that match? Right now, a link will be sent in the chat with a Google Forms where you can submit your answer. And the person who gets the correct answer the soonest gets a prize. All right, so now we can go to our competitor, which is Manu. Good night, evening.
Hey, good night would be wrong. Good evening is fine. Yeah. Nice to
So,
be here. Yeah.
could you shortly introduce yourself, Manu?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Manu. I'm a fourth year PhD student at the Applied Analysis Chair. Um, my research is sort of a mix of dynamical systems, computational neuroscience, and lately a bit of deep learning as well. So if you're interested in any of these topics, just shoot me an email, or I would say come to my office, but doesn't work anymore. I'm originally from India, but I actually recently turned Dutch like a few days ago. So I naturalized. That doesn't mean my Dutch is great, but if you feel like you're a bit shy that you can't speak English with me, you can always talk in Dutch. I can understand and I can speak back in English. For now, this works. So that's one fun fact about me. I don't know. What else would you want to know?
I think to make it easier for you, we'll keep this quiz in English to get the best result.
I think so, yeah.
So, why did you choose from India to move to the Netherlands to study here?
Um, there were a lot of good courses. I was actually particularly motivated to come here because of the Master Math program. So I knew that if I was in any of the universities in the Netherlands, I had a chance to gain from the specializations in other universities. So I came here for my master, right? And in the end, Twente was the one to offer me a scholarship, and so I naturally came here.
And how do you like it here in the Netherlands?
It's nice. The weather's so I come from New Delhi, which is in the north of India, and the weather there is usually quite hot in the summers, sort of mild winters, bit of rain. Here it's completely the opposite. The summers are mild, you could say. Winters are hard. There's a lot of rain all the time. Um, it's nice. I got used to it, but there was a huge culture shock in the beginning.
Yeah, I can understand that. For me, it was already hot this weekend. So,
I
you
was waiting.
participate you participate in the category history. So, any reason why you've picked this category?
Um, like while working or while studying, I find myself often like thinking about something, and I usually how everyone has this incident of like going down a rabbit hole of Wikipedia links. I often have that, and these topics often seem to be like history related. I actually think that for someone of my cultural background, I do know quite a lot about like European or Western history than what would be taught to me in school. So I always find myself in like center of conversations about these kind of things. And yeah, and generally, I mean, who's not interested by history, right? I was just trying to give you a different reason. um, but yeah, I also like I'm a sucker for quizzes. So the moment I got an email that there's a quiz and the topic's history, yeah, sure, why not? Let's do it.
Yeah, I think another fun fact about you is that you have never watched the show. So it's completely new
I've
format for
never
you.
watched the show. Exactly, that's right.
Luckily, we've got some time before this episode to explain the rules to you, but I will now explain the rules once more also to the viewers. Today we will play a couple of rounds. For each round, we will see 9 answers on screen. I will ask a question or show a photo, and you have to tell me the corresponding answer. In the first round, you need 5 answers to be correct. In the second, 6, and it moves on to 7 and 9. and you can play a maximum of 4 rounds. During these rounds, your time will be ticking, and you start off with 300 seconds. To help you, you have 3 lifelines. Once used per lifeline, 1 false answer will be counted as right, but a lifeline will also cost you 16 seconds off your clock. And then every round that is completely correct will give you another lifeline. And once you have survived the first 3 rounds, you will receive the amazing prize of 1 cookie from the Abacus room. We're not playing for much today. But if you're feeling confident and have enough time and lifelines left after the 3rd round, you can choose to play the 4th round. Here, everything needs to be correct. But if you succeed, you can double your prizes and get multiple cookies too. But if you fail, then you only get a participation trophy, which is a small apple pie. So that is secured either way. So I think we can now move on to the 1st round. The 1st round is about the President of the United States. And although Joe Biden has been inaugurated as the 46th President of the United States, he is in fact the 45th President. The numbering of the presidents is done by when they are inaugurated. Grover Cleveland has been inaugurated twice, however, which makes him the 22nd and the 24th President of the United States, giving us the quirk in numbering nowadays. So here we have 9 presidents of the United States. You will see them on screen, and I will also tell a small description about it. So the presidents that we have as an option today are John F. Kennedy, Barack Obama, Harry S. Truman, Ronald Reagan, Jimmy Carter, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Franklin Roosevelt, and lastly Thomas Jefferson. So you said you digged into the Western history as well. So you're confident here?
Shouldn't have said that. Okay, we'll see.
We'll see. All right, so small description and a picture on screen. Just scream as soon as you know the answer. Then we can start the round. Was the 16th president?
That's Lincoln.
Was the 44th?
That's Obama.
The 32nd president of the United States won a total of 4 presidential elections and is to date the longest sitting president.
Pass. I know this guy, but I pass.
First
Oh, that's
president,
Jefferson.
and the 33rd president of the United States implemented the Marshall Plan after the Second World War
That's
to rebuild the
Truman.
Western. Was the 39th president of the United States, won a Nobel Peace Prize later in his life.
This guy is Jimmy Carter. He's still alive, I think.
Was the 35th president
That's
of the United States.
this guy.
Was
Kennedy. That's Kennedy.
the 40th president
That's Reagan.
and the 3rd president of the United States represented Virginia in the Continental Congress.
That's George Washington. And the last one is Roosevelt, the other guy that I missed.
Do you want to switch or stop the time?
No, I can stop the time. I know I might have mixed up, stop the time. I might have mixed George Washington and Jefferson, but I think the rest are fine.
All right, so no lifelines?
No.
There's only 5 need to be correct.
Yeah, I think it'll be fine.
All right, then can we move on to checking the answers? So this one you yelled very quickly. He was the 16th president, also the first president to be assassinated while in office. This is Abraham Lincoln, indeed. So that's the first one correct. Then the 44th president, the first African American. It's Barack Obama. Then the 32nd president of the United States, the longest sitting president today. It's Franklin Roosevelt, indeed. Then the first president of the United States was also one of the founding fathers. This is indeed George Washington. You had that mixed up.
Mix them up. That's fine then.
And then the 33rd president of the United States after the Second World War, it's Truman. And the 39th president of the United States, he also won a Nobel Peace Prize, is Jimmy Carter. Then the second president in this list who got assassinated, this one was in Dallas after 2.5 years in office, is John F. Kennedy. And the president we was before his time in office was a Hollywood movie star. It's Ronald Reagan. And then the 3rd president of the United States, this is Thomas Jefferson. So indeed only those 2 mix up. But It's still 7 correct out of the 9, so that's plenty enough to move on to the second round.
Oh,
So,
God.
had the ancient Greek been correct about a religion, most likely at least half, if not more, of the world population would have some kind of descendants from one of the many gods of the Greek pantheon. While the myths only ever speak of the famous descendants and of the unions between gods and mortals, of which the mortal is either a ruler or of immense beauty, the Greek gods were known for their promiscuity, which led them to have way more human lovers than we think. In the same fashion then through which Augustus asked Virgilius to prove his descendants from Aphrodite, we too could have descended by gods. Most likely they, though, were not correct, so have to settle for the Romans as partially at fault for our lineage. In this round, 9 events which mark the Roman history. I will give the year and or a description, and here I will use AD as Anno Domini, so after Christ, and BC, before Christ, to speed things up. So then the options are the Second Punic War, the Roman Republic, the Edict of Milan, Sack of Rome, the Slave Uprising, the Foundation of Rome, the Great Fire of Rome, the Roman Empire, and the Ides of March.
I have a question.
Yes.
So you basically give a description, right? There are no pictures here.
Yeah, there's no picture here. I will give the year in which the event happened, and also a description.
Okay.
All right, so you're ready?
Yeah.
All right, then we can start. 313 AD, Emperor Constantine grants Christianity legal status and forbids it from persecution.
Roman Republic.
In 218 BC, Hannibal, general of the Carthage army, crosses the Alps with elephants and attacks Rome.
Sack of Rome.
27 BC, Caesar Augustus is crowned.
Roman Empire.
64 AD, about 2/3 of Rome are destroyed and Emperor Nero blames the Christians for the catastrophe.
Pass.
509 BC, Tarquinius the Super, the last of the 7 kings of Rome, is overthrown, setting an end to the Roman kingdom.
Pass.
753 BC, the legend goes that twins Romulus and Remus, sons of Mars, the god of war, fought over land.
Foundation of Rome.
410 AD, the Visigoths attack Rome, which for the first time in 800 years falls to an enemy.
Second Punic War.
73 BC, Spartacus, a Thracian gladiator, leads a revolt against the Roman Republic.
Slave Uprising.
44 BC, Gaius Julius Caesar is assassinated and civil war breaks out.
Oof. Pass.
That was everything I had to say, so you can now give some answers to some questions if you want. And otherwise, all the time.
Yeah, I'm just about there, so I need to be careful here. What was the... oh, I can't even... Okay. Never mind, let's just keep it as it is. Stop the time.
All right, so there need to be 6 correct answers. And you have 3 lifelines.
I have 3 lifelines. That was not part of this, of the timing, or was it?
Sorry, what do you mean?
Like, when I use the lifeline, like to switch it around, do I have to say it now or afterwards?
Now you can now say the lifeline, and then just one of your incorrect answers will be counted as correct once we move through them.
Okay, so I have to decide now. You can't, like, when we're checking, I can't say that.
Now you have to say now how many lifelines you want to use.
I think I will use 2.
Right, that will cost you 32 seconds.
Yeah, that's fine.
Which brings you a bit under the 100 seconds, which is fine. If it's 100 seconds per round if you want to play the first three. All right, then we can move on to the checking. So in the first one, it was the 313 AD. Emperor Constantine grants Christianity legal status and forbids it from persecution. It's the Edict of Milan.
So that's okay.
Then for the second one, 218 BC, Hannibal, general of the Carthage army, crosses the Alps with elephants and attacks Rome. That's the Second Punic War. So that's now 2 correct, 1 with the lifeline. Then 27 BC, Caesar Augustus is crowned, and he's the first emperor, so that is the start of the Roman Empire. Another correct answer. Then 64 AD, about 2/3 of Rome are destroyed, and Emperor Nero blames the Christians for the catastrophe. That's the Great Fire of Rome. Here Nero burned down his whole city to build his own palace. Then 509 BC, Tarquinius the Super, the last of the 7 kings of Rome, is overthrown, setting an end to the Roman kingdom. That's the Roman Republic. So this is your first incorrect answer. Then 753 BC, the legend goes that twins Romulus and Remus, sons of Mars, the god of war, found over land. In the battle, Romulus kills Remus, but subsequently names his creation after his dead brother. That's the foundation of Rome. So you only need 1 good answer to move on to the last round. And 410 ED, the Visigoths attack Rome, which for the first time in 800 years falls to an enemy, the sack of Rome. So there you have it. That's your 6 correct answer.
What?
Congratulations.
Nice. Oh, come on. Seriously, you asked an Indian about the Roman Empire? Jesus.
You said
What
you
was
also know something about Western history.
Yeah, well, this is like incredible detail, man. Okay.
73
All right.
BC, we have Spartacus, a Thracian gladiator who leads a revolt against the Roman public, is the slave uprising. So you also have 7 correct answers. So you could
Oh,
have done with either even 1 lifeline less.
yeah, I
And
wasn't
then
really sure if that would be. Anyways.
better safe than sorry.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
the last one, 44 BC, Gaius Julius Caesar is assassinated and civil war breaks out. It's the Ides of March, which means in the middle of March when
That makes
is the
sense.
day that he is murdered.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, some of these questions are like, if you think about it, maybe you get the answer, but you don't have time.
Yeah, you're really stressed when you're
Yeah,
put on the spot.
yeah. Okay, 7 answers. No, it's okay. That's not bad. I was
All
expecting
right,
worse.
so then we go on in the third round with 1 lifeline left. So then you need to have at least 6 answers right on your own.
Okay.
So there are many lists consisting of the wonders of the world. The most famous one must be the 7 wonders of the ancient world. These are also known as the classic 7 wonders. Only one of the wonders has survived to this day, the Great Pyramid of Giza. Here we have 9 monuments and what they commemorate. We will have a description, and then you have to tell me which monument it is.
Let's go.
Right, so the options are the Brandenburg Gate, Angkor Wat, the Statue of Liberty, the Taj Mahal, Great Sphinx of Giza, the Acropolis of Athens, the Arc de Triomphe, the Washington Monument, and the Berlin Victory Column. So this is not only Europe-based, so maybe it suits you better.
I'm not going to make claims this time. Let's see.
All right, then I will only give a description here.
Okay.
So the first one. This monument was built in the early 12th century in Yassa Daropura, the capital of the Khmer Empire, as the state temple, originally constructed as the personal mausoleum. This monument was built in the early 19th century. It commemorates the peace in France after the fall of Napoleon.
Arc de Triomphe.
This monument was a gift from the people of France to the people of the United States. It was dedicated in
Statue
1886.
of Liberty.
This monument was originally called the Rausa-e Manuara. It is an ivory white mausoleum built in Agra, India. It was built to house a limestone statue of a mythical creature. It stands on the Giza Plateau and was built somewhere. An obelisk built to commemorate the first president of the United States, built in the 19th century.
Washington Monument.
Monument in Berlin, built in the late 19th century, originally built to commemorate the Prussian victory in the Second Schleswig War.
Berlin Victory Column.
An ancient citadel located on a rocky outcrop. During ancient times, it was known 18th century monument built to commemorate the restoration.
Stop time.
So you need 7 correct answers. You have 1 lifeline.
No, I don't. I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, we see you only have 36 seconds left, which means it will be hard if you want to play that 4th round where everything needs to be correct.
Yeah.
And probably you do not have any time for lifelines as well, so you need all of them to be correct. So if you think for sure that you cannot play the fourth round, then there's no point in keeping your lifeline. So you can make a.
No, let's you know what, let's not use the lifeline here.
All right, then we can move on to checking. Then the first one, this monument was built in the early 12th century in Yasadarapura, the capital of the Khmer Empire, as the state temple. It originally constructed as the personal mausoleum for the Khmer king. It's Angkor Wat. So that's your first one correct. And then this monument was built in the early 19th century. It commemorates the peace in France after the fall of Napoleon, the Arc de Triomphe. And this monument was a gift from the people of France to the people of the United States. It was dedicated in 1886 and it depicts a Roman god, the Statue of Liberty. And this monument was originally called the Rausa e Munawara. I don't know if I pronounced it correct, but
Yeah, that's what I got confused by. Actually, I don't know the word, but go on, it's fine.
it's an ivory white mausoleum built in Agra in India. It was built to house the tomb of the emperor's favorite wife in the middle of the 17th century. It's the Taj Mahal. Sorry if my pronunciation threw you off or something.
It's so that's like it's a thing, like people outside or like people in the West usually call it Taj Mahal, and it's also spelled that way, but it's actually pronounced Mahal.
Ah,
So
we'll keep that in mind.
yeah.
A limestone statue of a mythical creature. It stands on the Giza Plateau and was built somewhere between 25,508 and 2532 BC. It's the Great Sphinx of Giza. An obelisk built to commemorate the first president of the United States, built in the 19th century. So there he is again, it's George Washington with the Washington Monument.
Hmm.
Then a monument in Berlin, built in the late 19th century, originally built to commemorate the Prussian victory in the Second Schleswig War, the Berlin Victory Column. An ancient citadel located on a rocky outcrop. During ancient times, it was known more properly as Caecopia, after the legendary serpent man Cecrops. It's the Acropolis of Athens. And that's really translating to the top of the hill in the city. And then the 18th century monument built to commemorate the restoration of order during the Batavian Revolution. It's the Brandenburg Gate, or the Brandenburg Tor, as they would say it.
Hmm.
So that's all correct. So indeed, no lifelines needed. So that means you do get an extra lifeline, but I don't know if you have any use in it.
Yeah.
So this brings you to the point whether you want to play the fourth round or that you think 36 seconds is just too little to work
No,
with.
let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Then we have to speed up.
Sure, sure, sure. Let's do it. Like it depends on the round. If it's a description round, it's going to be hard. Picture rounds are then maybe possible. I don't know.
All right, then I have some good news for you because I know that is a picture round.
Okay, then this is good. All right, let's do it. I think I can do this.
All right, in the 1940 film The Great Dictator, Charlie Chaplin makes a clear statement condemning Adolf Hitler, Benito Mussolini, fascism, anti-Semitism, and the Nazis. At the time, this was still quite a bold statement, as the United States was still formally at peace with Nazi Germany at the time. Chaplin plays a dictator and delivers one of the greatest recorded speeches of the 20th century. So here we have 9 historical leaders. We have a picture and a small description. So your options to choose from are Margaret Thatcher, Qin Shi Huang, Nelson Mandela, Alexander the Great, Winston Churchill, Julius Caesar, Simon Bolivar, Vladimir Lenin, and Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
So you will see them on screen and I will tell something about them. And we try to speed up as much as possible. All right, then we can start. The king of the ancient Greek kingdom, Macedon, was also known as El Liberator. Served as prime minister from
Churchill.
1940 to 19. Was the founder, first emperor of the
Schumann.
Mongol Empire. Was the dictator of the Roman Republic from 49 to 40.
Thatcher. That's Margaret Thatcher. I said it now. Nelson Mandela.
First emperor of unified
That's Qin
China.
Shi Huang. Oh, that's Genghis Khan. No, that's Qin Shi Huang. Yeah. Ah, shit, I missed it. That was Genghis Khan. This is Lenin. Shit. Okay, never mind. Yeah,
Unfortunately, we've run out of seconds there, but
yeah,
we
that's
were
okay.
also a bit slow with the clicking sometimes.
Yeah, I think
I think that there could
the
be
last one.
some lag on the side or something.
Ah, I see. That's okay. I think I may have mixed Alexander the Great for Caesar. I think.
Yeah, you still have you also have one empty there.
Ah, I have one empty, right? So, no, I think that was Qin Shi Huang. Genghis Khan didn't turn up. Bolivar is fine. Lenin is fine. Um,
Yeah, you also have 0 seconds,
yes.
so you can just. I think officially you're out, but we are very.
Okay. Uh,
But we'll just count it,
okay. All right. All right.
and
So
then
I
we
said,
would just fill in the only option Genghis Khan is the question you have not answered.
okay. All right. And then I use my two jokers, and we see what happens, right?
Unfortunately, you cannot use your lifelines because you do not have any seconds to spare, and they cost 60
Uh,
seconds.
okay.
So
And then I think it doesn't work, but
we'll
we'll
see,
see.
we'll see. So we can now move on to checking, at least if the yes. So we can get the picture on screen.
Yeah, I think I had it correct. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, there he is. So it's the king of the ancient Greek kingdom Macedon, and
This is
this is
Alexander. I
Alexander the
missed
Great, and you indeed said you're Alexander the
that.
Great. So
I
yeah,
did. Oh, okay, okay.
and then this person was also known as El Liberator. He led several South American countries to independence from the Spanish Empire. It's Simon
Yeah,
Bolivar,
that's
and then served as prime minister from 1940 to 1945. Best known for his leadership during the Second World War or for his cigars. It's Winston Churchill. Then the founder and first emperor of the Mongol Empire, later the largest and contiguous empire in history, is Genghis Khan. And then the dictator of the Roman Republic from 49 to 44 BC, it's Julius Caesar. Then the prime minister of the United Kingdom from 1979 to 1990, it's Margaret Thatcher. Then the first president of South Africa and served from 1994 to 1999, it's Nelson Mandela. And the first emperor of a unified China, it's Qin Shi Huang. And lastly, the first and founding head of Soviet Russia, it's Vladimir Lenin.
so I got
So
it.
you have them all correct. So congratulations, you actually managed to finish the fourth round.
Nice. This is really cool. I mean, the Roman round is hard, man.
Yeah, I think especially that second round about the Roman Empire kind of threw you off.
Yeah, no, actually, I mean, like with more time, I think I may have got like I wouldn't have probably needed to use the lifelines, but like I couldn't listen to your whole description because I didn't want to. Like I had to just answer, right?
Yeah,
Otherwise, it takes too much time.
I don't know how much they teach about the Roman Empire in India.
No, we do read about it, but it's not central to our education and history. It's usually because the Indian empires were like a mess also before the British came. So there's a lot to study there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So once again, congratulations. And for the people watching, if you're now really enthusiastic about winning as well, then please sign up. You can choose your own category to play. So if history is not really uh, your thing, you can just choose another category and play there. So please sign up. We will once more send the link where you can sign up. Um, so I think that rounds it up. Thank you very much for. We also have. All right, so let's see where I can. I think I found it. And I see Jorn has won. Well, congratulations, Jorn. Very well done. We can also now look at the answer. It was about the first world champion who got beat by a computer, and
Mm.
this world champion was Garry Kasparov.
Yeah, Kasparov. Yeah, that's right.
So very good of you to know that, Jorn. All right, so you're actually the first one who passed the fourth round. So hopefully we'll see other contenders who try to go this far as well. You're also the first one who even tried to do it.
To do like a tournament of champions. We do it in Japan.
If we have done 10 seasons, we can do the best of season then.
Sure.
All right, so thank you all for watching, and we hope you tune in next time as well. Bye bye.